Okay, Masters of Mega Random's final game number 2. Sorry if you're watching this as a video, the scoreboard will certainly ruin the outcome of Game 1. But Game 1 was a beautiful, masterful game, and you should check it out if you haven't. Let me quickly turn the chat off, and we'll jump here into Game 2. So Game 2, the losing player, who was Tim, has the choice of either picking the same civs but reversing them. Previous game was Huns for Tim and Persians for TaToH. He can either reverse them or go with totally random civs. Tim has no Rees left. TaToH has 2. So we'll see what the maps look like. This is a Castle Age start because it is Masters of Mega Randoms. It is a double scout start. We can see that right off the bat. So both players will get the Castle Age upgrades of their units. They will have equally potent scouts. Equal damage, equal defense on the scouts. Both players will be booming up on TCs that are very close to a lot of food by the looks of it. Tim's got a nice double deer patch. TaToH has a nice deer patch. Tim does as well. Maybe TaToH's deer patch is better. It's certainly in a nice spot. Yeah, so sheep still rolling in here for TaToH. Has quite a few gold piles. If we look at the limiting resource on this map, it's going to be wood, and it's also going to be stone. There's just puny wood patches everywhere. They'll be good enough for the early game, but if you look at TaToH's side here, he's just not going to have the wood for a late game. He's going to have to control some of the map. Also, stone is very, very limited. Just 3 piles here for TaToH. Not very many berries, but who cares about berries? Tim, on the other side, is going to have the same small, puny amount of gold. He's also going to have the same puny-ish wood lines. So late game is going to be tough. Tim has 2 huge gold piles on the front of his area. TaToH has at least 1 on the back. But we'll probably see, we could very well see TCs here pretty early. Jay Wakeford, that's it, I quit AOC. Jay Wakeford, glad to have you with us. Yeah, so this is amazing, guys. Hopefully you're having a great time. That was a fantastic first game. If you are watching it as a video, go watch that first game. Forget about the fact that you know the result. Go watch it. It's going to blow your mind. Tim is going to house himself in on this wood line and keep himself safe. TaToH has gone aggressive early in some of these games. He does again have his scouts together. Tim again has his scouts separate. He's using one scout to push deer. He's using the other scout to reveal map. TaToH will be able to pick a vill if he can find one, but he's not going to find one. Tim's going to be ready for him. He's going to wall his vills in on that wood line, and he's going to be relatively safe taking deer and sheep under his TC. So early on here, Tim is going to be just fine. TaToH has plenty of map reveal. So does Tim. TaToH does not really need to push deer as much as maybe Tim does. He has this massive deer patch over here. I think he's going to be just fine. He can drop a TC over here if he wants or something in just a few minutes, and he'll be totally safe and happy. Tim's going to get the first couple pokes in, but TaToH's going to take this fight, at least for the moment, focusing down one of Tim's scouts, and we're going to see 1 scout for both players. Tim again getting the first poke, so he's going to have a slight advantage on TaToH's scout. For the moment, he will be in control of the map. TaToH will run probably all the way back across the map. He still has his scout on stand ground, which is fine, but he does seem to be taking some damage. Tim will come out and build an early mill here, which is fine. Tim built an early mill in the previous game. He seems to favor that over trying to save up for an early TC. Looks like TaToH is going to, for the moment, start taking deer without a mill. TaToH seemed to favor in the first game building the second TC a little earlier, so we'll see if he does that here. But neither player looks to be going on full aggressive stance. Tim with a couple idols there for just a second. Now he's going to walk out to where? He's going to send some villagers over to take this deer. Nope, he's going to send villagers over to drop an archery range. So Tim will have a range early on. TaToH just with a barracks for the moment. We'll see what happens here. The scout fighting has been won. Oh no, TaToH used that barracks to build a spear, and he gets Tim's scout, and that's a huge advantage for him. Mega Random, obviously it's an important map to be scouting around and seeing what the resources are. Tim has already done that, but it's also an extremely important map to scout your opponent. And TaToH can head over now with his scout and continue to scout Tim. The reason he needs to continue to scout Tim over and over is because there is no meta game for Mega Random. Players can do whatever they want, and there is new variables like wonder victories and relic victories. In this game, we're not going to see any relics, so that's not going to be a factor. But you just never know if you're going to see a push with these Castle Age starts right away. And TaToH can now run into Tim's area. I don't think he's going to be aggressive at all. His scout's on such low HP. But he's going to walk right in and see that Tim has an archery range. He's going to sniff out Tim's plan. You can see that he has archery range. He can see that it's garrisoned with units. So TaToH here has a massive advantage. We are past the point of a re. Tim has no rees anyway, but TaToH could have reed out of this. He needs to not take any damage on this scout, and he is going to continue to work his way around with a spear. So Tim is going to go with a couple of archers with aggression. TaToH here is going to have what? He's going to be coming forward with Vils. What's his plan? He's going to drop a siege workshop in the front here eventually. But at the moment, I'm not sure what his plan is. Tim doesn't know he's there because he doesn't have his scout and his archers don't have enough line of sight to see it. So Tim is going to walk straight past TaToH. TaToH maybe getting a little fortunate there. These villagers would have been under a little bit of pressure. But he's going to be all right for now. Is he building anything else back at home to maybe take on these archers? Just 2 archers here early from Tim, and it looks like he is building more as time goes on. TaToH right now will just have a spear kind of hanging out in the front, maybe trying to keep an eye on this gold pile. I don't know what his deal is. Maybe just keeping 1 unit forward. Tim's going to walk around into the back of TaToH's economy. Those archers are +1/+1. They will eventually kill a villager, but TaToH's going to come back with a scorpion. Early Scorpion here, early crossbowman upgrade for TaToH, and for the moment, his forward is going to be pushed back. Tim has found him. Just 1 archer there, so we're not going to see a villager picked off. But for the moment, TaToH is going to hang out. Does he have a mangonel by chance? No, he has another scorpion coming. So TaToH is going to defend these crossbows with scorpions. He's going to lose a Vil there in the front, which is actually surprising to just 2 crossbows, but he'll lose 1. His scorpion, though, here is going to clean house. Tim's going to lame these deer with these archers, which is very nice. That's very, very smart play, but he will get cleaned up by the scorps. So early scorpions for TaToH, and he's continuing to push forward. Tim on the other side is he still building units out of that range? Yes, he's still building crossbows to try to continue to take over map control. TaToH has 2 forward villagers. What's his plan? His plan is to build aggressive houses. Now, I'm sure he's got a plan. Maybe he's going to house wall Tim into his area or something crazy like that. TaToH continuing to push with siege. I wonder if we will see some monks maybe to back up this siege. I don't know. Right now, he has no buildings really to do anything to aid his siege push. But I suppose it's fine versus archers, at least for now. Here comes Tim with the stable. Very smart move from Tim. If he gets even a knight out, he can probably clean up all of this aggression. And here comes a knight right now. So TaToH, if he's going to do anything, he really should build an early monastery or something. What's his plan? TaToH knows best, so maybe he'll just continue to stream forward spears or something. Let's see. What you up to, TaToH? Man, TaToH really keeping us waiting with bated breath. Right now, those villagers are just kind of roaming around the map. Scorpion's still chasing around a couple crossbows from Tim, but those look pretty much neutered at this point. Tim will run in with a knight. Will he be in time to stop the monastery? It doesn't look like it. TaToH's going to quick wall it with palisades. Tim's going to run right past TaToH's siege, which is very nice for TaToH, hiding that siege in the fog of war. Tim will run around here to the front, but he's going to find that TaToH has dropped a defensive tower on this stone, so it might not be the best place for him to hit. TaToH will also quick wall. My apologies. TaToH will also quick wall this, which is beautiful. Beautiful play here from TaToH. He's going to lose a scorpion, I suppose, but here comes a spear, and he's going to be just fine against Tim's initial knight push. He does get his monastery up as well. So TaToH is going to go with a siege and monk push, and Tim is going to try to get in with knights and maybe snipe some of that siege. He's run around the horn to see what's up in TaToH's base, but he's decided that it's just not going to happen for him. TaToH will have a monk soon. Tim has his knight in, and he shouldn't really focus on these Vils. He should run over and snipe this mangonel, I think. For the moment, though, he's going to grab that Vil on the front. There is a spear coming, and there's another monk. There's a monk coming out very soon. Ooh. TaToH almost with a shot to snipe down. Oh, here we go. That monk is converted. Very, very quick conversion. Very fortunate there for TaToH. I think he would have gotten the knight either way, but he got it very, very quickly. So TaToH has now taken over Tim's knight, and he is pushing with that siege. He will have a mangonel on the front. He's also using a scout to pick Vils. Tim here is just not paying enough attention because TaToH's scout could be killed with 1 hit. Tim is going to run off from this, and TaToH's going to kill his own scout, but it's all good. He's still on the front. He's reinforcing with monks, continuing to be active with that mangonel. Tim is getting pushed on here, and he's been pushed away from his gold. Incredibly nice push from TaToH because now he controls Tim's gold piles. Tim will build the second TC. Presumably TaToH will be on 1 TC for a while, defending with towers back at home. Be happily taking his own gold quite soon. For the moment, though, TaToH's a bit, well, he's got plenty of gold, but he's a bit, here come scouts from Tim. Very nice play from Tim. He's going to run in with the scouts and snipe both of those monks. So Tim getting very nice trades there, and here comes TaToH with forward towers on Tim. I wish TaToH, if TaToH is who you bet on, you might hope that he takes over this area, maybe even builds a tower over there. I don't think you can lame resources in this tournament. I don't think that's legal, but I could be wrong. I could be wrong. If I am wrong, he should lame them. Watchtowers coming up. Tim still being active with that scout. Should probably aim for this monk, but it's all good. It's all good. That scout probably wouldn't have gotten the job done anyway. So we will see TaToH continue this push on the front with a mangonel, with a monk, a couple of spears, and villagers building a tower. And this is a very diverse push right now. These Castle Age starts lead to very interesting early aggression, and this is the definition of interesting. All we need is an archer in here, and we have one unit from every type of building. Anyway, I suppose an archer and a something from the castle as well, maybe a treb. Anyway, still pushing on the front. Castle Age is still upon us for both players. The tower creep continues from TaToH. Tim is not going to fight this for the moment. He's going to run around the horn with those crossbows and try to get in on TaToH's eco. But TaToH has really anticipated this very well. He's already got enough towers up to defend himself pretty much everywhere from crossbows. And maybe if those crossbows camp out under here, they can do a lot of damage, but I don't think they're going to get there. I don't think that's where Tim is going to be pushing right away. And for now, TaToH is on the front. He does have another tower up. He has 2 mangonels in play. He's going to get Tim stable down here, which is actually pretty important. You know, Tim using scouts to snipe down monks, using knights to snipe down mangonels could be very useful for him. Now he doesn't have that stable anymore, and he just has an archery range. His archery range is not going to be very effective versus towers and mangonels. So TaToH focusing down the right resource. Tim does get in on the right area for TaToH. You have to give him that credit. We were talking about how it would not be good to push over here. He's going to push on TaToH on just the right place and maybe trap a few of these villagers in and get some free kills on that stone pile. But the bleeding back at home for Tim is real. TaToH is here. He's continuing to work on this TC. He's continuing to creep in the towers. If we look at TaToH's resources, though, he's going to have stone for 1 more tower, and that's it. Because Tim has now taken over his stone, at least for the time being. This Scorpion's not going to be enough to get the job done, but maybe enough to parse this army down a bit. Gotta love that Scorpion damaging a lot of those units. Has some villagers in the tower, which is going to be enough to maybe get in some more damage on these crossbows and deter them from hitting the stone. TaToH's on the front with mangonels. He's going to grab Tim's mangonel there for free, which is beautiful. He has a couple of monks in play as well, repairing his own mangonel. And he's going to get this TC down. This is a beautiful, beautiful game. No gold and losing buildings here for Tim. Oh, and he's losing villagers as well. Tim at the moment is up by 10 vills, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because he's getting pushed on, and some of those vills are idle. TaToH continuing his push. He can work into Tim's back area here now, and Tim's in a lot of trouble. One bright spot in Tim's very dark game so far is that he does have these crossbows still alive on the front. TaToH is coming with a mangonel. If he gets a good shot, this has to be GG. He gets a decent shot on those archers, and Tim is now pretty much neutered in the back as well. Tim has spread out though to the right, so I should not have said anything about the potential GG early, because he's spread to a safe gold pile. That's very important for him. He is getting pushed on. He is losing absolutely at this point. But if he can establish that safe gold and somehow stop this push from TaToH, he can right the ship. But man, it's going to be hard. TaToH's coming forward with another mangonel, continuing 1 TC aggression. Tim on the other side is on 2 again, but he has lost his second just now. So Tim is on 1 TC. He is sending villagers in a mass exodus to the other side of the map to have another safe gold pile, but he's just losing so much villager gathering time. And TaToH's push continues on the front. He can just grab these buildings down for free if he wants, but it looks like he's going to run right past them and go try to find those villagers. Yep, he's sending a second mangonel over as well. So TaToH is going to continue to push. He's going to find Tim's other TC. For the moment, Tim has one safe TC on this side, but there's just not enough villagers here, and he's so on the back foot right now. It's just so difficult for him. TaToH will build another stable and another TC on this wood line. This stable could be nice to pump out a couple scouts, maybe snipe these monks, and then try to snipe the mangonels. TaToH is probably doing the smart thing here and just taking these buildings. The mangonels move so slowly that running them all the way, wheeling them all the way across the map may not be the right move. He's going to keep the pressure on this TC and idle all of these villagers with just one mangonel, so it's all good. Thank you for the follow, Albert. Still big fighting here on the front for TaToH. He's taking some arrow fire, which is not ideal. Needs to back off from this. These mangonels can just take free buildings all day. They can take this archery range. They can take whatever they want. The only thing that can deter them is if he loses them to the arrow fire here. That would not be ideal. Villagers coming forward to repair those mangonels. They are eventually going to get down this tower. And the mangonel and monk push, the double M push right now, is really, really effective. Tim gets a mangonel out. He's going to get a vill, unfortunately, and not the mangonels. Oh, no. Very unfortunate for Tim. A decent shot, but it just kind of missed. And in the end, TaToH is going to have three mangonels on Tim's new TC, one mangonel on his TC on the side. For the moment, Tim is safely taking resources over here, and he does still have a 2-villager advantage, but 12 idols, and he's really just losing all the resources he's gathering is being wasted on building new TCs and running villagers across the map. Tim will go all in to this hidden TC. That's his only thing that he has left really going for him. He's going to totally abandon this TC, which is smart. No reason to try to keep it up against 3 mangonels. On the other side, TaToH continuing to push. At the moment, he has 2 mangonels in play and a knight. Tim's going to try to come over here and snipe these mangonels, which he may actually get some damage in on them, but TaToH's ready for him. Once again, he's got a monk and he's got a knight in play. Excuse me, so he may... No, he won't lose that mangonel. He'll push that monk away, push that knight away with the monk. Tim's eco here is all bumped up. He's going to come over and drop another TC on this wood line and at least try to continue to fight it. But Tim is going to call GG. There you have it. Wow. Game number 2 goes to TaToH. And can you think of a better early push? Absolutely beautiful game from TaToH. So we're going to jump right into game number 3. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that one. I certainly did.